Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. So, you may hear a little noise in the background. You may hear it jack up a little bit in the background. Got the air running. You know, when you live in an older home, homes back in the days were not built for central heat and air. So, you often have window units, and that's what you will hear in the background. And you may hear it fire it up. Right now it's a little bit more quiet, but it may get a little bit louder as time goes on. But I'm not really trying to make this too long. I know this is the 4th of July. If you celebrate the 4th of July, that is up to you. I judge you not. Please don't judge me that I really don't celebrate the 4th of July. I really just like to reflect on things that we could be doing better as a country. You know, 4th of July is not about, especially for the Black community, is not about us, celebrating our independence. I know that is reserved for the country itself, but pretty much for the Black community, our freedom and our independence was in June, and that's for Juneteenth. So that is where I put my celebrations towards that, and that is where I intentionally do business with other Black businesses and just try to support. You know, June is also Black Music Month and all of that. And you guys know what a music aficionado I've been for many, many years, probably my whole life, if I really let, my mother tell the story. So, that's really what I would celebrate and what I put at the forefront. 4th of July just hasn't been a celebratory thing for me in many, many years. I really had to, pay attention to, sometimes we just go along with whatever the holiday is and whatever the thing of the day is, because it's just kind of what you do. And it's human nature to do that. And I'm not faulting anybody for that. But when you start to really learn and research things, sometimes when you get that information, it kind of changes your perspective on things. So I'm all for people hanging out and, being with family and everything. I mean, after all, it's a federal holiday. It's time to, it's a time where you're going to be off from work and all of that. Most people, anyway, will be off from work. So, yeah, spend the time with your family, and have a good time and, reflect on the people during that time when all of this first began who weren't free, who did not benefit from what today should stand for. And for the Black community, I definitely encourage you, I'm not going to try to force you, but I definitely encourage you to really, celebrate Juneteenth. I'm still wearing my Juneteenth t-shirts, and I probably will switch, back and forth to the different Juneteenth t-shirts that I have for most of the summer. But yeah, that's just my little spiel in the beginning. But again, the weather it's not glaringly hot, but what it is extremely humid. It's been very humid for the past few days, oppressively so. So if you are on the East Coast, we don't have the benefit of the West Coast with the wonderful Santa Ana winds, that are so cooling. I mean, I had a friend tell me that they are on the West Coast, and man, it's 68 degrees over there and beautiful. And I'm like, oh man, we could only wish. Last night when I was going to sleep, it was like 83 degrees, like 1 o'clock in the morning. And that to me is crazy and extremely hot and just like that sticky type of heat. So if you hear my air condition fire up, which you probably will because it's kind of on fan mode right now, but it's going to fire up in a minute. But yeah, I just want us to take this day, we're definitely enjoying family and, being off and not working. I literally have not looked at email for the past 3 days. Like, the whole thing could be crumbling. I don't know. Because I have not even looked at my email, legit haven't looked at my email in days. And it feels pretty good, Sometimes you just have to step away from all that stuff. And I have just been catching up on YouTube videos and TikToks and, like all the things. And it's been wonderful just to you just gotta detach and de-stress and decompress from all of the craziness that goes on in the world. I haven't even ingested any news. I've been trying to kind of stay away from the news. As soon as they start talking about crime and whatever other foolishness that's going on, we just turn the channel. Not that we don't care what's going on, but sometimes you have to even control what you ingest, and that's not only what you eat, it's what you read, it's what you watch on TV, it's who you talk to on the phone. Some people are just all about getting up with the gossip and and not saying anything or doing anything uplifting, so we have to check ourselves with that as well. So this is the time to do that. When you have a day off, this is the time to reflect on that stuff. The day is not done. I know I always say the day is done at noon. That's like one of my things that I always say, but that pertains more to work. But hey, it's only about 5:40 or something like that in the early evening, and I see people prepping, like they're probably going to do some fireworks or something. There was last night, or maybe it was the night before, somebody was putting off fireworks in the next block over, but it was coming up over the houses right across the street from me, and it was really pretty. It was really beautiful. They were doing sparklers, and they were out there for like a good 20 minutes or so, and it was really nice. So I also want to say, be careful. Please be careful, because I've heard some cherry bombs going off and all this kind of stuff. Like, y'all, it's not worth it for you to have these bangs that are sounding like Armageddon, and then something goes awry, and then people end up in hospitals and all that sort of stuff. We've already had so many incidents of these things happening already. So please be careful when you get out there. Please be careful and pay attention to your surroundings. There's already been a couple of reports from different cities with, just crazy things going on. Pay attention. If you don't have to be in the big crowds, don't be in the big crowds. But if you're going to be out there, parades or anything else that you're planning on doing, be vigilant. I always say, keep the head on a swivel out here, especially if you live in big cities, like New York and Chicago and out in LA and things like that, Miami. All these places I know do big things. New Orleans is just coming off of Essence Fest, and I know a lot of people are still there because they're just extending their time, through the 4th. Just be careful, pay attention to your surroundings and be vigilant, and make sure the babies are well taken care of as well. Stay hydrated. I know it is hot. It's very humid in a lot of places. I didn't go to Essence Fest this year. You guys know I always go. I've opted out this year, but I'm hoping to get there next year. But I had a lot of my people who went, and they were like, girl, it is so hot. They were like sweating through everything. It was like, listen, we're getting a little bit, a good portion of the country is under sweat, atmosphere advisory and, all that stuff. So if you're in the Northeast, you're definitely feeling it, and also in the South as well. So, just, this is it may sound like an easy thing to say, but, sometimes we don't say it enough. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And just love on you people. You know what I'm saying? And I know that people just don't say it enough, but I'm going to say it because I just want to keep that reminder on there. Love on your people. That argument that you had, clear it up. You know what I'm saying? If there is any way for you to come to some type of resolve, take your corner, let the other person take their corner, reset, and then reconnect. If you, and I'm going to go there, if you sign in some paperwork because you've done and you finish and you can't stand it anymore, put that paper to the side. Go get the counseling that you need. The individual counseling, the couples counseling, whatever you have to do. Give it 6 months. But get proper professional counseling. Even give that paperwork to your counselor to hold on to. And after 6 months, if you still decide that that's what you want to do, my hands are up. Do what you want. Because I have come to the conclusion that we make decisions, snap decisions, in very short periods of time without really looking at the fallout from it. Just like I said with today, with people being careful with the fireworks. People think, oh, it's amazing, we're going to do these fireworks, we're going to do this and that. Next thing you know, somebody's smoking a cigarette and they pop the ashes over into the box with all the stuff. I mean, we've seen the videos. There's already been several different incidents that have happened even before today, the 4th of July, because people are not thinking things through. And that happens with everything in your life, from relationships to your work to if you're an entrepreneur. I know I have a huge entrepreneur following and small business owners. Think things through. Sometimes you need to step back. One of my very close people to me in my life always used to say to me, give it a rest, step back, evaluate, and then circle back to it. Because we tend to want to now. We have to make the decisions now. And life just doesn't work that way. We want to go faster than the pace that life has handed you. And we often find ourselves in situations that we shouldn't be. So if you're in that relationship and you're struggling, step back for a moment and reevaluate before you make rash decisions. You got something major coming up at your job? Same thing. You're going out tonight because you want to watch the fireworks? Listen, not every bell, I always say this, my grandmother always used to say this, not every bell rings you have to answer. If you're second guessing it, you know what? You could watch the fireworks on TV at home, and you don't see more than you would if you was outside. Think twice, right? What's the saying? Measure twice, cut once. That's a word for life in general. Measure twice, cut once. All right, so that's my little word of the day. I'm not really trying to go, I think it's going on maybe 14 or 15 minutes. But yes, I know it was kind of like a callaloo, as they say, or, a soup of many different things. But really, it really is about sitting back and saying, okay, let me reevaluate this perspective. Let me try to gather perspective on things. And I'm telling you, it works in every stage of your life. Okay? So wherever you are in the country, in the world, definitely the world, because let me tell you, my listeners are all over the place, and I know and just greatly appreciate you guys so much for just helping me push this podcast. I know that some people have asked me, I'll do like the housekeeping at the end. Usually we do the housekeeping in the beginning, but we'll do it at the end. I know a lot of people ask me if I'm going back to daily again. Whew, daily was a lot of work. Daily was a lot of work. And I will tell you this, one of the reasons why I stopped doing daily, for one, there was a major change with Anchor is no longer Anchor anymore. They got bought out by Spotify. So actually, my podcast was always on Spotify, but it's now officially Spotify. It's Podcasters. What is it called? Podcasters for Spotify. So we are officially partnering with Spotify, which is amazing. I have no, objections to that at all. I think it's great, and they're bringing a whole lot more to the table as far as opportunities for ads and opportunities for us creators to be able to create income and that sort of thing. So please, definitely, please keep on streaming the podcast, because that is what helps it get to the top of the charts and things like that on Spotify. And I really am putting a lot of effort into the things that are going on in the background. When you hear the ads that I have created on my own podcast, definitely check those out too, because they have a lot of savings for you guys. It could be a link to a special PayPal deal or the honey deal, or something to that effect. There's always something out there that could be utilized. So definitely check those things out. Always look in the description of the podcast episode, and you will see the different links to whatever that particular ad that will be in my podcast. So just look in the description of my podcast episodes, and you'll find everything that you need. Again, be safe out there. Just wanted to kind of get this word out to people before nightfall. Hey, we're not quite halfway through the summer yet, but almost. And, just be smart. No drinking and driving. You know how it is. If you're going to be home, great. If you're in your own living room, wonderful. If you're at somebody else's house, call an Uber, call a Lyft, or better yet, sleep on somebody's couch. Okay? Let's be safe and let's be smart. I love you guys. I truly do. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are seeing me through all of the ups and downs and the things that have been going on for the past 6 months of me relocating from the south back up north, all that stuff. So my as you can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, the air conditioner has kicked in, honey, because the heat is real. So I will talk to you guys soon. If you want to keep the conversation going, you know what to do. I'm over at Instagram. This is another thing too. Oh my goodness. You see how I wasn't trying to make this long, but listen. You get on over to Instagram, Onyx Queen Media, ONYXQUEENMEDIA, Onyx Queen Media on Instagram. I have a broadcast channel. So this is a new thing that Instagram put out for creators, and I think it's actually across everybody's channel now. But if you're a creator on Instagram, you should have access to it by now. But it is a broadcast channel, and it is a way for creators to basically broadcast the latest things that they have going on with anything that they're creating. So for me, of course, it would be my podcast. It would be things that I'm doing within media and television and all of that. So shimmy on down to my Instagram, and you will see all of the latest information. Yes, I'm on probably every single social media, but Instagram is where I perch most of the time. So yes, I have my broadcast channel. So anything of the latest, whatever that I'm doing, that Instagram broadcast channel is going to have it first. Okay, so it's always going to be posted there first. I'll probably do some sort of podcast about it and so forth. Okay, So for real this time, you guys, be safe, be smart, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Ebates is now Rakuten. The Rakuten cashback button is the helper you need to find cash back while you shop. It even applies coupons automatically at checkout, so you'll always be sure to get the best deal. Make sure that the app is running either on your computer or on your phone. Shop as you normally would online, then get paid by check or through PayPal. Check the link in our description and it'll give you all the information that you need. Rakuten, the cashback button.